Let's be honest, trading stocks is not easy. It is one of the most difficult things to do, especially if you have no plan at all. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a trading plan to trade stocks and how I was able to trade Tesla today, both to the upside and to the downside, how I found areas to enter, areas to exit, so on and so forth. So if you benefit from this video, please give it a like and share for the algorithm. So without further ado, let's jump into Tesla. Or before, I'm going to show you how I was able to find Tesla and then how I was able to find some areas to trade. So the first thing that I did was I go to TradingView Stock Screener. And when we go to that, we find a page like this. I go to these three dots to the right side and I keep just these: market cap, pre-market volume, and volume. So market cap is the size of the stocks that we are trading. And I try to keep this at, I want large to mega large sized companies. The next thing that I do is I go to my volume and I want a volume of at least 1 million. So I know that there's some liquidity in these stocks. And then my pre-market volume, I would like to see a big number. Sometimes I go down to 250K if there isn't any that don't fit this criteria. But for today, there were a few companies. So we can see that the leading stock for this today was Tesla. It had over 3 million shares traded in pre-market. And if you regularly trade Tesla, you know that is huge for pre-market, even for Tesla. Next thing that I do is, so we see Tesla, we'll go over Tesla and maybe AMD. Next thing that I do is I go to Tesla's charts. Alrighty, so we're on Tesla's charts. I keep all of my indicators hidden and I go to the daily chart first. And when I go to this daily chart, we can already see Tesla is on a downtrend, but there isn't any support or resistance levels that are nearby. Maybe this one a little bit at 167, and this is way back in 2020. So what I do next is I look for some support and resistance levels using my Fibonacci retracements. I turn all of these off. I just keep this, my actual levels. Now we can make this large. And we can see that there's just this one level that might be of value for us today. Next, I go to my EMAs and I see if there's any moving averages that are coming up or that we might have just bounced off of. The closest one is at 177, which isn't really in our range. And then I go to my support and resistance indicator on the daily chart and see if there's any key levels. There isn't any on the daily chart. I go to the 4 hour. This isn't even that close, to be honest. And then I go to my 1 hour and see if there's any that are nearby. And if I don't have too many levels, I might even jump to my 30-minute time frame and see if there are any here. Now I have some levels to work off of when the markets open up. This is what I would be doing around 9:15 in the morning at the latest. And now I have something to work off of. I know that this, I can even make it red if I like. I know that this can be a resistance level. I know that this can be a support area. And I would be more cautious to take calls here. I would be more cautious to buy some puts here because it can find support in these areas. I use this along with VWAP to find trades. So the trade that I took actually today was I took some puts around this area, around 160. I just didn't, I actually started at around 160 exactly. At $160, I didn't see Tesla breaking above that. So once it got to this $160 level, I grabbed some puts and I held till the volume weighted average price, which was about 157. And it netted about 30-40% returns on those puts. Now I'll show you how to do the same thing with another company. We'll try Amazon actually. So same thing, I do the same thing every single time I trade. Once you have a plan where you're doing the same thing, where it becomes boring, that's when you know you're doing things correctly. If things are getting exciting every time you're doing something differently, you're changing your trading plan, then there's a problem. You need to be doing the same thing. That's how you build confidence and calmness. So first thing I go is to my trend line and see if there's a trend line. And I can see that there is one here that could work for us as a support area. I can make that green. That could be a nice support area I keep in mind on my 5-minute chart. Next, I go to my Fibonacci levels and see if there are any that would be of value to us. This might be of value to us. This might be a value to us. This might be a value. We can even exaggerate it a little bit and go as high as here. Number 2, moving averages. Our closest is our 20-day all the way up here, so they are not really of value. We can turn that off. And then our support resistance. We have a support level all the way down here at $85. That could come in play, so we'll just keep that there. Then we go to our 4-hour. We see we have one here. We go to our 1-hour, and we have one up here. Now, if I have an area like this one where it is a key level for 2 different indicators, I like to change the color because this can be very important. So for this one, we can make it white. And that is all. Now, when I jump to my charts, I can see that these areas are areas of importance. If I wanted to buy some puts, I can wait for a breakdown of this consolidation. And once it breaks below, we have some area to buy some puts. Now this white area, we've seen it as a level that can be a support area. Of course, it broke it. Nothing is perfect, but it came right back above and it worked as a support area for us. And we could have a few trades here. We could have grabbed some calls up here. But now we have a clearer path to success in comparison to a chart that looks like this, where we're just guessing or we're using volume, but we know that sometimes volume, we can have some green candles, it can fail. But when we have some key areas along with our volume, that is how we find success with comfort. Not all your trades will be perfect, but at least you will know. For instance, let's get this back open. So just say right here, you buy some calls and it fails, you know that you don't have too long to wait. Like it might find support here. Whereas if you buy calls here because you've seen some green volume, now you fail and you don't know where this trade might go. You have no idea if there's a support area or a resistance, any key levels that are coming up. Key levels are the most important things. If you would like these indicators, I know people ask me all the time, just go to the Discord and go to the left-hand corner where it will say indicators channel. Just click that. I have them all in there. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please post them below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.